Like Jake Paul, he's becoming an amazing snake oil salesman. Like he's a guy who'll sell you a bridge in Ohio, but you'll never see it. Jake does a really good job for me to believe going into these fights that he could possibly lose. And he got it wrong with Tommy Fury because he did lose. But these other guys have zero chance. Like, if you watch any of this fight, man, this fight was like, it was fucking hilarious. But, like, you could tell it wasn't even close. But did they probably run up the bag? Yeah, because, you know what I mean? Everybody loves the MMA. He picks the perfect opponents. I think I got to give Jake Paul credit for that. He picks the perfect opponents. Look at Nate. Nate was trolling the whole time.
Or boxing. Either one. The thing what I like about this was I had a hey, be nice. You know, they were trying to fight each other. Cameraman.
You have to march forward.
He was trolling.
Look. Have right hands like that where Nate is faking like he's been hit with a big one just to troll Jake a little bit. You have to march forward and can't have.
Nah, you know what I mean? One thing, let me tell you this. Nate Diaz, though, worth the price of admission. He's a showman. He's a dog. He's a dog. And I'm going to be honest with you, like, I see why people love him so much. Like, I mean, I'm just getting into UFC now and shit like that, but it's like, I see why people love Nate Diaz. This nigga tough as nails, and, like, he's just entertaining, and, like, he doesn't make excuses. He's just like one of those, you ever heard the term chip off the old block? Like, he's just a tough dude, bro. I fuck with him. I kid you not. Like, yeah, he lost, but was he great entertainment? Fuck yes. You know what I mean? Like, Nate, one of those guys you want to have with you in a street fight. Jake was trying to finish it. Nate's a champion, man. Like, he's like a true warrior. He was trolling, man. I'm going to be honest, though. Like, Jake didn't look as impressive as I thought he was going to look. I thought he was going to give a boxing tutorial to Nate Diaz, who, honestly, you could tell Nate Diaz really wanted to put this thing in a guillotine or do some fucking submission move or, you know what I mean, do a flying knee or some shit like that. And I thought Jake was just going to show, like, how elite of a boxer he was. He clearly won, but, like, no. Like, this, if anything, told me, like, Jake needs to keep fighting MMA dudes and don't fight boxers. He needs to fight MMA dudes because the skill gap between a Nate Diaz, who he didn't knock out, right? And he didn't, just completely school. He didn't do that. The difference between the skill gap with him and that is like night and day, if you ask me. Like, if I'm Jake, I'll do the Conor McGregor fight. I'll do it now because Conor McGregor is aging. Jake right now is really just getting into his real man body. He's still in his physical peak. Conor, who's been out of action for a while, Conor is aging. You know what I mean? If you catch him a little bit older, like Jake's been doing a great job of catching these guys. They're older. Like, they know they're going to get a check. But even though I think Conor has a space in entertainment regardless, but I don't think he would be signed up to lose. But I think now, I think he'll beat Conor. But to be honest, Conor kept up with Floyd. Not like he beat Floyd, but like, you know what I mean? Floyd's is a magician. I think Conor then beats Jake. Conor then beats Jake, I believe. And just off the fact that I believe that he would have caught Jake with one, and Jake probably would have fell out. I'm going to be honest. Somebody said Conor sleeps Jake if he touches his chin. Touches Jake's chin. Like, I ain't gonna lie though. One thing I do gotta give Jake Paul, at least every time he's been rocked, he's taking it though. KSI versus Jake, the money fight. I still think Jake will demolish KSI. I think KSI fighting, and that's my boy. Like, I gotta get him off the record, but I think him fighting, what's homie's name? He's fighting Tommy Fury. Tommy Fury's gonna give him a beating. I actually don't like him fighting Tommy Fury at all. I think Tommy Fury would knock out KSI. All right. Anyway, some other interesting things that happened. I don't know if you guys saw, but Lil Durk walked out Jake Paul